Hello and welcome to the book station and welcome to a book haul. First, I will apologise for the lighting. It is a very dark, gloomy day and it's not very nice. So the lighting is a bit rubbish. But anyway, I bring you this book haul. I have 10 books to show you, so I will just get straight on with it. So the first book I have, I actually picked up in Asda, and it's The Innocent Killer by Michael Greisbach. Now, if you've seen Making of a Murderer on Netflix, you will know what this is, or who this is rather. It's Stephen Avery, and he was wrongly convicted of, was it murder or rape first? Okay, it was the violent assault of Penny Bernstein. He spent 18 years in prison, wrongfully convicted, and then he was released, and he was going to sue Manitowoc, I think that's how it's pronounced, county police force, and then they had him arrested for murder, and he spent a further. Okay, I don't know how much longer he spent in prison, but basically he was. The whole idea is like we don't know whether the county police force set him up for murder or whatever because he was trying to get money off them because he was wrongfully convicted for 18 years. But I just find the TV show was absolutely fascinating. And when I saw this in Asda, I saw Stephen Avery straight away and I was like, I need that book. Yeah. So it says Michael Greisbach is a veteran prosecutor who worked with the Wisconsin Innocence Project on the case which led to Avery's exoneration in 2003. Examining both trials in depth and presenting an alternative view of the Teresa Halbach case, The Innocent Killer exposes the failings of the justice system and its devastating consequences for both the accused and the victims. And yeah, so I just found the show really fascinating and captivating, and I really wanted to read more on the subject. So I picked this up in Asda. And it was really cheap. It was only like £3.85, I think. I think Asda do £3.85 or 2 for £7. So yeah. And talking about the 2 for £7, I took advantage of that deal and I got Underground by S.L. Gray. Now, this book I first saw on Charlie from Duvet Day Devour's channel. I'll leave a link in the description because she's amazing. And she had the hardcover with this cover, and then I tried to find the hardcover with this cover in my local Waterstones and they didn't have it. So I didn't pick it up. I know that's a bit shallow, but I mean, the other cover was terrible. This is about. It says The Sanctum is a luxurious, self-sustaining survival condominium situated underground. It's a plush bolt hole for the rich and paranoid, a place where they can wait out the apocalypse in style. When a devastating superflu virus hits, several families race to reach the Sanctum. All have their own motivations for entering, all are hiding secrets. But when the door locks and someone dies, they realise the greatest threat to their survival may not be above ground, it may already be inside. So, to me, that sounds fascinating. And like I said, I'll leave a link to Charlie's channel below, because she hasn't made a video for a while, but I think that's because she's been moving house. But you should still check her out, because she's brilliant. So that's that one. And then I was sent a book, actually, for review this about a week ago, and it's Emotions by Arnolfo Cantarero. And this just piqued my interest. It sounded really good. And it's about a boy called Jason Arias, and he's 22. He's been genetically and cybernetically enhanced, and he doesn't have any emotions. And the idea of him coming to the Earth is to gain permanent emotions from the more primitive society that is Earth. If he is successful, he will be the first of his species to do so in nearly 200,000 years. So I just thought it sounded really interesting, and I like sci-fi, and Arnolfo is actually a really nice guy. Yeah, so I just thought it sounded really good. And I actually really like this cover. It's really pretty. I love that there's an eye in space. Okay, and then I bought some books from charity shops and pound shop and stuff like that. So the first one I have is When Miss the Dog Bites by Brian Connigan. And it's about a boy with Tourette's. Dylan Mint has Tourette's. Being 16 is hard enough, but Dylan's life is a constant battle to keep the bad stuff in. The swearing, the tics, the howling dog that seems to escape whenever he gets stressed. But a routine visit to the hospital changes everything. Overhearing a hushed conversation between the doctor and his mother, Dylan discovers that he's going to die next March. So he grants himself 3 parting wishes, or cool things to do before I cack it. But as Dylan sets out to make his wishes come true, he discovers that nothing and no one is quite as he had previously supposed. So I've wanted this since it first came out, since I saw it in hardcover a while ago. But I think it sounds really good, so I'm excited to give it a go. I then got The Kiss of Death by Malcolm Rose. This sounds super good. So basically, recently I've been playing Assassin's Creed Syndicate, which is set in Victorian London, and I mean the atmosphere and everything is just absolutely awesome. Like, it's my favourite Assassin's Creed game. And then I saw this and read the description on the back, and I was like, hello, I think I might need to read it, and it's pretty short. On a school trip to the plague village of Iam, Seth is moved by the story of how villagers sacrifice their lives to the dreaded Black Death. Kim and Wes are more interested in what they see at the bottom of the wishing well, money. But when they snatch the coins, they also pick up something they hadn't bargained for. And as the hideous consequences of their theft catch up with them all, Seth is forced to face a terrifying truth. Has Iam's plague-ridden past resurfaced to seek revenge? Past and present collide in this exciting thriller by acclaimed author Malcolm Rose. So yeah, I thought it sounded really good. And the text is huge, so that's not going to be an issue. And it's under 200 pages as well, so I think I can get through this pretty quickly. And I love that there's a rat on the bottom, because wasn't the Black Plague, Black Death or whatever, spread by rats or something? I think. But yeah, I thought that sounded really good. And then I picked up, like I said, I love science fiction, so I picked up Science Fiction Stories, which is a collection of stories from Isaac Asimov, who wrote iRobot. And then there's Ray Bradbury, who wrote Fahrenheit 451. Arthur C. Clarke, who I've not heard of. Nicholas Fisk, who I've not heard of. Ursula Le Guin, who is a very respected sci-fi author. Jules Verne, who wrote 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. And H.G. Wells, who wrote Time Machine, War of the Worlds. So yeah, I picked this up because it sounds really good. And it has quite a few stories in it. Yeah, so I just thought it sounded good. And it's like short science fiction stories, so it should be interesting. I picked up a book that I saw on somebody's channel a while ago. I forgot whose channel. But somebody read it as a buddy read and said it was amazing. And it's Flowers in the Attic by Virginia Andrews. I think this is the first book. I hope it is. But it says, up in the attic, 4 secrets are hidden. 4 blonde, beautiful, innocent little secrets struggling to stay alive. Chris, Kathy, Corey and Carrie have perfect lives. Until a tragic accident changes everything. Now they must wait, hidden from view in their grandparents' attic, as their mother tries to figure out what to do next. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, the siblings endure unspeakable horrors and face the terrifying realization that they might not be let out of the attic after all. Virginia Andrews is a publishing phenomenon with over 100 million books in print. Still as terrifying now as it was when it first appeared, Flowers in the Attic is a gripping story of the family's greed, betrayal and heartbreak. So I thought it sounded really good. It's kind of like a captive situation. They're kind of like, I don't know, maybe the grandparents turn on them after they've been in there a while and threaten to not let them out or whatever. But it sounds really good. And I love the new covers that they've been published in. And there's also the other 2 there, Petals on the Wind and If There Be Thorns. And they're really pretty covers. So yeah, pick that one up. I then got this, which is collected poems by Sean O'Brien. It says, this collection, drawing on almost 40 years of verse, represents the definitive guide to one of the leading English poets working today. It will allow the reader the chance to survey both the remarkable variety and the consistent quality of O'Brien's work, as well as the enduring strength of his obsessions. These have helped create a tone and a landscape as immediately recognisable as those of MacNeice, Larkin or Eliot. O'Brien's hells and heavens, underworlds and urban dystopias, trains and waterways have formed the imaginative theatre for his songs, satires, pastorals and elegies. Throughout, the poems demonstrate O'Brien's astonishing flair for the dramatic line, where he has inherited the mantle of W.H. Auden. Also included are selections from both O'Brien's dramatic writing and his acclaimed version of the Inferno. So I love poetry, and I'm always looking out for more poetry. So I saw this in the pound shop, and it's a beast. It's got a lot of poems in it. I think this is almost 500 pages. So I thought I'd pick it up, and this cover is actually really pretty. The camera's not doing it justice, but it's really pretty. I then picked up a book I don't really know anything about, and it's Hoodrat by Gavin Knight. It says, London, Manchester, Glasgow, step up and be a good soldier. I think this is just about like gang life and stuff in London, Manchester and Glasgow. But I liked the cover, it was £1, I thought I'd give it a go. And then the last book of this haul, I also don't know much about, but I do know a bit more about it. It's Raining Fire by Alan Gibbons. And on the back it says, the gun is the coward's fist, the gun is power. And I think this is just basically a war story. Alex and Ethan are brothers growing up on an estate where there are just two choices, sport or crime. Ethan is a promising footballer, and when he is selected to go on a training program in the US, he feels sure that he has found his chance to escape the gangs that terrorise his neighbourhood. But Alex isn't so lucky. Drawn into an explosive feud with a gun at his heart, he needs his brother's help more than ever. So has Ethan really got a choice? So I was wrong. It's more about gangs and crime again, and gun crime and stuff. But I thought it sounded good. I like the cover. The writing's quite big again, and it's under 300 pages. So yeah. So those are all the books I picked up recently. Let me know if you know anything about them, if I've added them to your wish list by you watching this video. Yeah, and that's really it. So thank you for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you wish. Like if you... What am I doing? Thumbs up or subscribe. Yeah, and like I said, I'll leave a link to Charlie's channel in the description box below. Please check her out. And I will see you again soon. Goodbye.
But you got no proof and I feel no joy. And I've been looking for my truth since God was a boy. Tried faith in humanity, no, 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 no. But it sure made a man of me, yeah, yeah.